It's with great pleasure that I introduce you to Father Emmanuel Charles McCarthy.
Thanks for coming. This is really not a subject that people want to hear about, and it's very good that you're here. It's a hard subject to hear about. Not because there's anything hard about understanding it or knowing it and so forth, but it's a hard subject to hear about because if you were born, brought up, nurtured, your parents nurtured you, your friends, the whole environment, the religion and so on, if you were born and brought up and nurtured completely in an enclosed cannibal community, anyone that would come in and suggest that cannibalism is not right would be persona non grata. You really wouldn't like to hear them, you know? You wouldn't even go to listen to them. And that's normally the case, huh? That's normally the case all over the world. I've been doing this for over 40 years. And while there's absolutely nothing that I say that is not fully within the context of Catholic Christianity and so forth and so on, it's very difficult to get priests and bishops, all of whom have not been educated in this subject. I'll say that because I was the spiritual director or rector of a seminary back in Boston for 28 years. And I was well acquainted with the seminary courses in general that were there, both Catholic and Protestant and Orthodox. In the 28 years that I was rector or spiritual director of the seminary, in all the seminaries around Boston and theology schools, which was 8, in 28 years there wasn't a single course on this subject. That is, the history, theology, spirituality of gospel nonviolence. Within peace and justice courses, there was an occasional mention of Martin Luther King or Gandhi or Dorothy Day or something like that. But as far as a systematic presentation of it, Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, none, not one. And I assure you, in that multiplicity of theology schools, you could find a theology of anything. You name it, it was there. If you wanted to have a theology of soccer, it was there. But not this subject, which is extraordinary. You know, as I said, I've been doing this for 40 plus years now. And I found if I go into an audience, you see, and I say to an audience, tonight we're going to talk on peace. Everyone will cheer, yay, yay, yay. Tonight we're going to talk on justice. They'll cheer, you know, that's wonderful, justice. Or tonight we're going to discuss love. Well, that just brings the house down. Everyone wants to discuss love, you know. But I say, tonight we're going to talk about nonviolence. You could hear a pin drop. Oh no, we don't want to, not that. And yet my presentation to you tonight will be that nonviolence is central to the teaching of Jesus, central to the gospel, and that the present situation is illogical, and it is also contrary, specifically contrary to the teaching of Jesus. And by the present situation, I mean the present situation, Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, worldwide in all the churches since approximately the 4th century, when Christianity began to justify human destruction as something one could do and be following Jesus. For the first 3 centuries of Christianity, there is not a single sentence in writing, not one sentence, that justifies Christians killing other people, let alone Christians. And these were 3 centuries of serious persecution. Admittedly, persecution in the church and the catechesis and so forth has been exaggerated. Huh? But you really can't exaggerate. At least 3 different times in those 300 years, it became the public policy of the Roman Empire to liquidate the Christian community. And you really can't exaggerate that, even though the impression is given that there was a continual 300-year persecution. There wasn't. Huh? But there were 3 serious attempts as the Nazis tried to destroy the Jews, and on a universal basis, the Roman Empire tried to destroy Christianity. And during that entire time, there is not one sentence written that a Christian can kill someone to save his own life or her own life, to save their family. Not one sentence. In fact, we know those first 300 years primarily through the martyrs. And there's nothing to suggest that martyrdom, as we know it as Christians, is the result of people who ran out of ammunition or ran out of swords or couldn't kill anymore and then got arrested and were killed. Wasn't that way at all. Martyrdom was, remember who the proto-martyr, the first martyr, the model martyr is St. Stephen. And he dies in the exact model of Jesus, praying for those who are killing him. That's the gospel. That's the first generation of Christianity. And that's the way it was for 300 years. We today are the heirs of something altogether different. From the time of Constantine on forward, everything changed. In 311 AD, you could not be a member of the fighting Roman army and be a Christian. By 416 AD, you could not be a member of the fighting Roman army unless you were a Christian. In 105 years, it completely reversed itself. Killing people in the first 3 centuries, or at least till 265 in the first 3 centuries, was not just sin. It was a permanent excommunicable offense. You couldn't do it. Does that mean Christians didn't kill people? No, Christians killed people. Just like, does it mean Christians didn't commit adultery? Yes, Christians committed adultery. It means the church said it was evil. It didn't justify it as a way of following Christ. And of course, on the other side of the thing in the first 3 centuries,